All right. What's up? What's up? Okay. How y'all doing today? My name is Neish, and this is Mystery Messages on Truthfully Tarot. This is my fourth video that I'm doing where it's not sign-based. It's not about anything other than the message and what comes out. You know, I'm not judging the messages. I'm not judging nothing that comes out or you. You can also watch this video for entertainment purposes too. Like there can be something comforting, especially if you like the person's voice, like of just hearing them talk. And, the reading doesn't necessarily have to apply to you per se, but like, you like hearing that person's voice. And so the reading doesn't have to apply to you for you to watch this video and enjoy it, hopefully. So I have my little like screen right in front of me. So if my gaze is slightly lowered, it's because like I'm getting used to watching myself. But that's about. Oh, okay, these cards are crazy. Okay, so maybe you feel a little bit chaotic or just, like things are just jumping out. That's there we go. I was looking for my first card. Usually I shuffle off of going live, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it live. Let's just pick up on the energies of what's going on. Oof, okay, let's see what's good. All right, okay. It's not bad. I know I'd be making faces and stuff, but let's see. I'm pulling the cards. I love how they're popping out. Okay. Lots of new beginnings, or at least, yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on. So the bottom deck is the Seven of Swords here. All right. So I'm just going to jump in and just kind of see what comes out, what message comes forth for you guys. So okay. The first card is the Ten of Wands. So, this could be a collective that has been feeling like particularly burdened or something weighing heavy, or there just seems to be like a specific concern maybe that is just kind of not leaving your mind. It's kind of heavy, and it's honestly like how to change a circumstance. There could be a situation or circumstance in your life that you want to see change, and it's like you want to see a difference in. And this could be an area of responsibility. This could be work. This could be a bunch of different things. And I'm actually, as we go further down the cards, will get more specific, but there definitely seems to be something heavy or something that is responsibility oriented or something that just feels like it's a burden. Like there's something that could feel like a burden. It could be a mental thing. It could be a situation or circumstance as well. But there's just this overall sense of like, oh, like I want to change this situation. I want to change this circumstance, because we have the Magician here. And the Magician is all about taking your power, your strength, and your resources and affecting change in the material, physical world, right? And so with the Ten of Wands and the Magician, like automatically it's like a sense of like, I'm trying to manifest a different circumstance. I'm trying to change something in my life. I'm trying to move forward, because we also have the Six of Swords here, which, the Six of Swords, if you look at it, like it's literally all about moving away. It's almost like a refugee type of energy, where it's like I'm leaving a traumatic situation in hopes of a more peaceful circumstance or situation, right? You have the two people here, and you have the person that's like leading them away from what appears to be like troubled waters here. So there is this like desire to want to move forward, move on from a situation or a circumstance, like wanting to manifest significant change in this circumstance and situation. And it could be something regarding money, especially with the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords being bottom deck energy. Like it could be around your work. It could be around your career. It could be around money. It could be around a relationship connected to money and connected to career, or something like that as well. And it doesn't have to be necessarily career or money, but just with the Seven of Swords, like there is this energy of like, this could have been something that you've run from, like something that has been a cycle that has played out over and over and over again. And it feels like there is this realization where you're like, I don't want to like go through this same cycle again. I don't want to go through this same circumstance. Like I don't want to go around the mountain again. And there could even be a sense of like, can I change? Because the King of Pentacles is a very like dense energy. And it's like, can I even change? Like this has been a part of my life for so long. This is a behavior or a mindset that I've engaged in like most of my life, or something that's a big part of how I have always existed. And it's like either letting go of this part of your identity or letting go of a situation, mindset, a person, whatever the situation is. Like it could have been something you've avoided for a really long time, like avoided dealing with. But it's like now it's like gotten so heavy or to the point of like culmination where you're like, I have to change my circumstance. Like I have to manifest a different outcome. Like something has to shift, something has to give. And I'm ready to kind of do what it takes to kind of move away from this energy. Right? And so we have with the second row, we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. And we have Justice here. It feels like clarity is coming. Either clarity is here, like you're receiving clarity now, as in like where you're at in your life right now. You know, it could be this sense of, with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups, there is clarity or communication coming that feels like something is being made right. Especially with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords here, like it's giving like a very healing conversation, a very clarifying conversation. So it could be like information about whatever the situation is has been heavy, or clarity or insight comes regarding the situation that really helps to right something here with the Justice upright. Like making something right, or truth being spoken, or clarity happening, or balancing of the scales in the situation. It's like maybe you see a balance of the scales in the situation. Maybe you begin to see a shift in the situation. And you know, it almost feels like with the Justice here and the Ace of Swords, because we have the Ace of Swords here, we have a sword, and then in the Justice card, we have a sword. There just seems to be like, this is going to get specific. I feel like the truth is coming out about a connection. I feel like the truth is coming out about a connection. I feel like clarity is coming about a connection. Again, this connection could be friendship, could be business, could be romantic, could be whatever it is. And it also could be connected to something that feels heavy in your life as well. So, you know, if this message again makes sense for you, you're going to know exactly what the situation is about, right? And again, this is general energy, so it's not going to very specifically apply unless you know you want a specific reading. But it feels like clarity is coming about a connection, communication, a conversation where there's a lot of honesty and there's a lot of clarity, or even boundaries. So like a conversation around boundaries could be really important regarding this situation or circumstance as well. Or maybe you get clarity around your boundaries, around how you will and won't engage. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like there's an opportunity to move forward with the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands, right? Something that goes from an idea, something that goes from a seed, something that goes from like a spark to this sense of like becoming something that leads you into a whole new phase or a whole new situation or circumstance, or just like a new perspective about yourself. Again, like there just seems to be like a spark or an idea or a situation or something here that initiates like moving on, right? The Three of Wands is very much a card of moving on, moving forward, starting a new chapter, starting a new situation, you know? And so it just feels like where there is clarity comes action, because wands are action. So it feels like you do something differently, right? So maybe this healing conversation, this revelation, this insight, this clarity, this conversation, whatever happens that brings justice, clarity, or a sense of rightedness, or you see a situation that has been righted, it motivates you to act. Like it feels like what comes, like the future energy is you act and you start taking a set of you change your behavior, you change your mindset. Like again, this is idea and this is movement, action, doing, right? And this doing moves you forward in the situation. It allows you, I believe, to release a burden, release a perspective around the situation, right? Because we start off in the top corner with the 10 of wands. You're holding all of these ideas, you're holding all of this in, this responsibility, this situation, this circumstance. You're like carrying it, and it's heavy, and you're like, I want to get out of it. And by the end of it, you have one stick, and that one stick, that one idea, is something that leads you into a completely different door, a completely different circumstance, a completely different perspective around the situation. And then we end it with the Queen of Cups here, which can be healing. The Queen of Cups is definitely healing. The Queen of Cups is definitely empathetic and sympathetic, connected to her emotions. And so it feels like whatever this clarity is, this justice, whatever this conversation is, whatever this honesty is, whatever this coming to terms, whatever this boundaries are, they become a source of healing by the end of it. Yeah, it becomes a source of healing. Because whatever it was you were avoiding, it's like you can't avoid it anymore. You're not avoiding it anymore. And it's like this perspective shift, this conversation, this whatever this is justice. It allows for you to change, to realize that you have to change something in your physical world, your reality. You have to start acting different. You have to start moving different. And it could be you start making a different decision, and that leads to you moving forward and moving on and having a sense of like relief. That's kind of what I get toward the end of this, is like you do get a sense of relief, but it comes with this perspective change. It comes with this conversation. It comes with this clarity. It comes with this honesty. And it feels like it is connected to a relationship, a partnership, a contract, some type of agreement, right? It's not just you. There's something else, another party involved that is connected to this sense of heaviness, connected to this situation you want to either move away from, manifest, or shift in a different direction. Some of you guys could focus on work to avoid your, like, what's happening emotionally, or some of these burdens that you've experienced, right? Some of this heaviness that you've experienced, you like avoided dealing with the heaviness, the 10 of wands, the responsibility, the burden, by focusing on work, or by being overly logical and analytical about a situation in which you needed to be connected to your heart, right? Because at the end of this is the Queen of Cups. And so it's like all of this stuff that happens, it gets you connected to your heart. It gets you connected to healing. It gets you connected to this sense of like emotional acceptance as well. It's so interesting. Let's see. Let's go into the Moonology. I feel like, every time I do a reading, it's like talking into the dark. You just don't know who this applies for, if it'll apply or how it will apply. You just like trust that it's for someone, and that at the right moment, at the right time, they're going to get this message, and it's going to make all the sense, and it's going to be exactly what they needed. I feel like there's so much trust and faith involved in this kind of work. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do sense like there is like, you are manifesting a new beginning. You are manifesting a shift, and you are manifesting a change. And it feels like the shift happens intellectually, logically, in your mind, your perspective, and that shifts your actions. And when you shift your actions, when you shift the things that you do, it really opens you up to a new phase, a new, it's like here, look at this. Right? It's like, all right, I see that I'm moving on. It's like you got there. It's like you started off here, you're like getting away, and now you're in this new land, you're in this new territory. So you start off like, I got to get out, I have to shift, I have to change, I have to leave, I have to release, I have to do all these things. So in order for my situation to change, in order for me to release this burden, in order for me to process this grief, for some of you guys, you know what I mean? And it's like you're trying to manifest, and in creating that intention, you open up an opportunity for you to receive a perspective shift, a conversation. And maybe you initiate a conversation. Maybe, somebody initiates a conversation with you, and then like there's an openness that leads to this sense of clarity and truth and justice or boundaries, you know, that gives you the closure you need to move on and to you know, get to this place of emotional acceptance. So what message from the Moonology deck do you have for this group? Okay, that's way too many cards. What message do you have in the Moonology deck? These are like, this is a new deck, so I feel like the cards are still pretty stiff. So it's like, I don't want like a huge group of cards to come out. Mystery messages number 4, this collective. It's like big chunks of cards keep coming out. And I felt that even when I was shuffling earlier, it's like there's this energy that's ready to burst forward. Like there's this like, I keep doing this because it's like, that's what I feel. It's like something's trying to break, something's trying to release, something's trying to break free. I don't see you resisting the change. I just think that like it's important for who this message resonates for to acknowledge your avoidant tendencies, or if you have avoidant tendencies, like acknowledge that so you don't like unintentionally like sidestep your process, right? It's like, yeah. Okay. Okay, a lot of cards want to come out. I'm just gonna let it do what it do. So the first card that came out is Void of Course Moon. Nothing will come of this situation. I feel like for some of you guys, that message is like you're worried about something that like it's not going to manifest. Like there could be a fear that's actually not that's not real here as well. And then we have look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius could be, you know, significant or not. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like with the Ace of Swords here, this is about perspective shift. You know what I mean? It's like, look at the bigger picture. Like what's really going on here? What's the greater lesson? Like, what are you really getting out of this? You know, like what are you learning? What are you realizing about yourself? What are you really realizing about the other person involved or the other situation or other component of this, right? You know, it's like, look bigger than like what you, because like some of you guys have been so focused on the burden, been so focused on the heaviness, been so focused on the responsibility. And it's like, lift your gaze, lift your perspective. What power do you have in this circumstance to shift it, to move away and to move toward what you want and away from what you don't want, you know? And again, this Ace of Swords here is about perspective. And it's like, is this situation as big of a deal as you think it is? Like really and truly, is it as big as you think it is? Is it as menacing as it maybe feels? Because, you know, with the Queen of Cups coming out in the end, it's like this emotional peace, this emotional, you know, sense of balance is the end of this. And then you have the answers you need are coming. Again, Ace of Swords energy, communication, clarity, conversation, full moon in Gemini. Again, we have 2 full moons here, which is, you know, about culmination, release, right? It's about letting go, closing out cycles. So like communication comes and it allows you to see the bigger picture. It, you know, assists you in this perspective shift about whatever this dynamic is, whatever this connection is, whatever this other party involved is. And then we have be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon, and cardinal energy is initiatory energy. It's energy geared toward starting and igniting and initiating, right? And so it's like, all right, maybe you initiate this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then a bottom deck is a time for healing. And then we have, I'm going to pull from a different Moonology deck, because I just bought these 2 decks. This deck I've had for a while, but these moon decks are new and I love working with them. They are very intuitive, hence the moon decks. All right, let's see. What encouragement, what message do you have for this moon deck for this collective? Okay, first card is transformation. And, to be honest, I feel like going from the Ten of Wands to the Queen of Cups is quite a transformation. Going from a sense of heaviness and burden energy and stress or conflicted, going from that energy to a position of power, right? She's on her throne. She's looking in her cup, which can be reflective of your emotions, your soul, things of this nature. It's like you're in a position of power. You're in a position of, control and authority over your own situation. You're able to, look at your situation from a compassionate perspective. You're able to be kind to yourself. You're able to maybe even this situation becomes, you become more empathetic as a result of this toward yourself or toward whatever the situation is. But really, I just feel like a lot of emotional balance. Yeah. The last message had a moon card that said the same thing. This one, embrace uncertainty. When a caterpillar goes into a cocoon, I don't think it knows that it's going to become a butterfly. I think it just realizes, like, I need to go into a time of solitude. I need to go inward and I need to build this little cocoon around myself. And I don't think it realizes that in that process, it's becoming a butterfly, So I think that, like, whatever this situation is, if this message applies to you, whatever this circumstance is, like, there is a sense of uncertainty baked in it, right? Because, like, we don't always know how things are going to end or how things are going to turn out, either in our favor or not. And so that doesn't take away from the process, right? Not knowing that you're going to become a butterfly doesn't mean you don't go through the cocoon. That's a part of it. And that's what's necessary. And I'm sure there's a lot of, uncertainty in that, So I think that that's an encouragement to go, you are in the midst of a transformation process. You are in the midst of, what does a magician do? It transmutes one type of energy into something else. A magician takes the resources that are in its present and it brings about a situation in alignment with its will. You know what I mean? And so you transform your situation, you transform your circumstance, you transform your life. Like, transformation is inherent in the manifestation process, right? And so, like, uncertainty is also a part of that. The bottom deck here is stay in integrity. Which, is a message in and of itself. So, all right, guys, let me know if that resonated with you. Let me know if that was significant. If you either have a Sagittarius or Gemini placement. Yeah, let me know if this applies. Like, share, subscribe. Peace out.